Hi there, and just a quick extra video this week because some images have appeared online of a new set soon to be released, which is a remake of this really old set. Now before we get into the details of this set, a quick shout out of course to all my channel members. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, click on the join button below and it'll give you all the details of the different tiers of my channel membership. But let's take a look at this new Space Shuttle set. Now this is set 6544, and in America it was called Shuttle Transcon 2, and in the UK it was just called Shuttle Transporter, and as you can see from the box it came out in 1995. And the set is copying the real life practice of when the Space Shuttle had to be transported from its landing site to its launch site. They used to put it on the back of a Boeing 747. Now this set from the 90s isn't quite to scale, and that's definitely not the size of a Boeing 747, but hopefully the new set coming out in a few weeks time will be a little bit closer to real life. Now the new set looks to be called Shuttle Carrier Aircraft, and it's a Lego Icons set. Its number is 10360, and of course you get the Space Shuttle itself with a Boeing 747. It's due to have 2,417 pieces and it's going to be out in May. In the UK it's going to cost just under £200 at £199.99, and in America $229.99. Now this set has been rumoured for quite a while now, and I personally have been really excited about it. I grew up in the heyday of the Space Shuttle and vividly remember sitting in our school hall watching the first ever shuttle launch with the entire school. And after trying to make many a space shuttle out of Lego as a boy, I've got the majority of the space shuttle sets which Lego have produced since I've been an adult. Now you can see from a photo of the actual aircraft that it was a specific NASA 747 which was modified to be able to carry the space shuttles. And while in transit, the shuttle had a special cone on the back which covered its engines. The NASA 747 had a unique colour scheme. It was grey underneath with a white upper body and this blue line running around the window line. So take a look at Lego's version. They tried to keep that colour scheme with the grey underneath and then the white with the blue line, and then of course the black and white space shuttle on its back. Now all we've got so far is two images, and they're of the box, one of the front and one of the back. Now the back of the box shows a lot of the details of the set. If you manage to look through the reflection of the image, you can see obviously that the shuttle is detachable from the 747, and the Lego version also has that protective cone which sits over the top of the engines for transport. However, from this other image you can see that it doesn't actually fit over the top of the engines. The three engines need to be removed for the cone to be attached. But while in transit, the three engines can be safely stored inside the shuttle's payload bay. Not actually a real life practice, but something that's going to stop you losing your three Lego engines. From a small inset diagram you can see that the completed model is 63 centimeters or 25 inches long, and it obviously comes on a display stand as well. The set's got a few play features as well. You can see from this inset image that there's a Technic infrastructure underneath the 747, and the wheels can be lowered and raised. From one image you can clearly see that the shuttle also has wheels itself, but from the image showing the engines stored in the payload bay you can also see that the wheels are stored there too, so they're not retractable like the 747s, they're just removable. I personally think they've captured the shape of the space shuttle fairly well. Obviously it's at quite a small scale, so you haven't got as much detail as the more recent space shuttle set we got. I think they've replicated the shape of the wings fairly well, and I really like the grey leading edge of the tail. I'm not 100% convinced by the windscreen. They've used a single wraparound windscreen piece, whereas the actual shuttle's windscreen is fairly segmented, but I understand at this scale that would have been quite difficult to replicate. Both the Space Shuttle and the 747 are branded with both the NASA logos and the USA flags, and from the name plaque on the side we can see that Lego have chosen to represent Shuttle Enterprise, which hasn't been represented in Lego form before. Now having said I really like the design of the shuttle itself, I'm not so keen on the 747. I personally feel that for a Lego Icon set it's got a few too many studs on display. They run over quite a lot of the surface area of the wings, but if it was just the wings and the tail I think I'd be happy with that. However, what I really think that lets the set down is all the studs on display around the cockpit area. Now obviously we only get a few different angle views of this cockpit. I think I'm going to have to hold out actual judgment until I can see one in real life. But with the many curves that appear on a 747 cockpit, I totally understand that this was always going to be a big compromise between getting the shape accurate to the actual 747 and trying to find the right Lego pieces to use for that shape. And I think I'm just surprised with the vast array of curved slopes that we have nowadays that we've ended up with so many studs facing sideways on the side of the cockpit. And when you look at the beautiful curves on the front of the actual 747, I think in this instance I personally would actually prefer to have a smoother look and for it to maybe be slightly the wrong shape than for it to be super accurate in shape and give us all those studs on the side. I'm also having trouble deciding how fair I'm actually being with this set, and it's maybe something you can help me in the comments below. I absolutely love the original Lego City version of this set, and the proportions of that set are absolutely nothing like the real life version. And because I'm such a big fan of the space shuttle itself, and I always loved the idea of it being carried on the back of a 747, I think maybe my expectations of this set were quite high when I found out that LEGO were going to reproduce it, especially as it was going to be an icon set, where I know in the past LEGO in that theme have pulled out all the stops and made really lifelike sets. Now when I heard about this set, I did actually think it was going to be a day one purchase for me. I thought I'd drive straight to the LEGO store and buy one as soon as it came out. However, after seeing these images, I'm not saying that I'm not going to buy it, but I think I do need to see it in person first before I make the final decision. But I would absolutely love to know what you think in the comments below, whether you're a space shuttle aficionado and know absolutely everything about it, or whether you're someone who is vaguely aware of some aeroplane looking thing which used to get launched into space occasionally. Whoever you are, I'd love to know what you think of this set. Let me know if you think I'm being a little bit too critical on the shape of that nose on the 747, and if because it's a LEGO set you're quite happy to see a number of studs on a model like this. Also let me know if there's anything else in the pictures that you've spotted which I haven't mentioned. I imagine we'll have an official LEGO press release about this set in the next week or so, and hopefully that will give us a lot more better quality images and I'll be able to make a better judgment on the set. But I imagine as it's an icon set, on day one of its release, there's probably going to be a model of it in my local LEGO store. So I'll be off down to Southampton to check it out. As well as leaving your comments, if you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click on that join button just below the video, and you can check out the different levels of my channel membership. But of course, please subscribe for more LEGO videos.